to my channel. It has been just a little bit of time since my last post. If you are new here, I recommend going back to the very first post. I have it pinned on this YouTube channel where it shares all the things and the reasons why I came up with thrifty nutrition, my goals behind it, what I want for you, and all of the links that I have that I think are very important. And so I will link that video down below, and I will also encourage you to go check out the rest of my channel to see any of my old past videos from years ago, as well as my newest one that I just posted. This time we are officially in my office. Yes, these are nail organizers. I use them for my essential oils, and yes, they are lopsided because I'm gonna put something in the middle right here and tie some like greenery around. I just haven't done it yet because I haven't found the perfect item that I want. I think if I go to Hobby Lobby, I could probably find it and like fit right in between there, but as of now, this is what you're getting. But yeah, I had got so much encouraging information and so many encouraging comments and so many encouraging everything off of all of my social media platforms with that first video, and so I thank you guys so much for doing that and just being a part of this. I'm hoping that this can become and be a very professional setting. In the past, my videos have not been super professional because this was like a vlog channel at one point. Ready to learn, I guess is the right word, because I always typically have a lot of information. Now there are some informal things, like obviously I'm not like, I don't know. You get what I'm saying. I am trying to pivot more into a professional setting, and I hope that you guys really appreciate that. Today, I'm coming at you. I live in Texas. That was one of the questions I got. I do live in Texas, and so that's where I'm coming at you today. And today it's actually pretty cold, which is why I have long sleeves on with the scrub top over, because it is cold and I am not about it. And cold in Texas, by the way, is like 50 degrees. So it's really not that bad, but for me, it's cold. Another thing I wanted to talk about is that in this video today, we're going to be talking about some of the, I wanted to do originally an ins and outs video where I would share like what's in for 2024 and what's out for 2023, like leaving in 2023. But since it's almost going to be March by the time, or no, it is going to be March by the time that I post this, we are going to have to pivot and we're going to have to do more of like, these are things that I think would be helpful for you to start today in order to make your health be better in 2024 and make it more affordable. So if you guys are interested in that, stay tuned. Grab yourself a drink like I do. I actually have an electrolyte drink right now and it's delicious. I eventually probably will be talking about it in another one of my videos at some point, but I'm testing it out. I'm seeing if I like it, and I will get back to you on that. But let's jump right in. So my intentions for this video is as if you're sitting in my office with me, because you are, and I'm giving you just general health advice. This is not for anyone who needs specific help, right? So this is for just people who are generally healthy. People who don't have typically any underlying health issues that they know of, and that are just, you know, living life like that. Because if you do have underlying health issues or you're taking certain medications, you do need to really back anything that I say on this channel up with your doctor. You should do that anyways, or a health professional or a nutritionist, or you can schedule a consultation with me. But I need to make sure that what we're doing here is specifically, you know, helpful for the general population. If you need specifics or more information, go to a naturopath, talk to me, talk to your doctor, someone who knows your past history and your past health. Awesome. Let's keep going. Let's talk about what I would say would be something that you need to get started on right away to be able to keep your nutrition on par. Having a balanced diet. What I mean by that is your plate, right? Your dinner plate. Let me go grab one actually. All right, I wanted to grab a dinner plate so I could show you exactly what I mean. So a balanced diet. Everyone is like, what is that? Blah, 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 right? because there's so many different diets out there that are just not feasible, right? So here's your plate. This is a typical size dinner plate. I don't exactly remember. I don't remember exactly what size this is, but I'm going to draw with a marker exactly what I think would be best as far as a good amount of food on your plate, as well as what a balanced meal looks like on an actual plate. Now they have different types of options on like my plate, showing the different portion sizes, things like that. If it's coming from a government entity, I would really look into it a little bit more than just trusting it. So I would say, again, some of it's not incorrect, some of it's really good on the website for my plate and all of that. But also just double check it, do some more research, because sometimes a government agency isn't the best information to gain. So anyways, let me just draw this real quick. Okay, so this is not technical terms that I'm going to be sharing with you. This is just information as if I was sitting and talking to you as a client, because I want you to understand it. I don't want it to be like technical in any way. I want it to be something that you understand, that makes sense, and that cuts the crap whenever it comes to like all these fancy terminology and all these fancy things. I just want you to know information and be able to utilize it in your life. So this is what I have. So right here, I have it broken up between carbs, protein, fats, and veggies and fruits. Now, here's the thing. Veggies and fruits will be in the carb category sometimes, and it will sometimes be in the fat category sometimes, and it will sometimes be in the protein category sometimes. So I made it its own entity because it typically can fit in any one of these categories right here. Okay, so this is what your plate should look like. You should have mostly fruits and vegetables with a good amount of protein, a carb, and a fat. Now, if you are a woman, fats are super important to include in your diet. Healthy fats, right? So what am I talking about here? I'm talking about avocados, nuts and seeds, peanut butter, sun butter, all of that. I'm talking about yogurt, that's full fat yogurt, heavy whipping cream, half and half, butter, good quality items, right? Not just like cheap items, but good items, high quality items. Those are things that are actually going to help you in your diet. So let's talk. That's what fats are, and that's what should be included in your diet. That's something that would make most sense for most people, and specifically for women, especially if you are at a childbearing age. This is very important because you will not, you will not have a normal cycle if you do not include fats in your diet. You won't. You will have a half type of cycle where like you might have a period, but it's not that good, but you have a lot of negative symptoms. You have to include fat in your diet for you to have a decent cycle and for you to be able to conceive more easily a baby. So those are all the things that, just again, general overview. If you needed specific help, more intense help with your hormones and things like that, that'd be a totally separate thing that we need to talk about. But fats are super important. For men, it's important as well, but not as important it is for women because we bear children. Protein. Protein is something that's super important as well because protein incorporates, are you ready for it? Amino acids, which means that it can have carbs, fats, protein. It has everything that you need to be able to survive in it. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, like meat isn't that great for you. It is. And it has to be lean meats. And it could be salmon, fish, beef. It doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter, but I mean, it doesn't matter in the fact of like, it has to be a good kind of cut of meat. It can't just be I don't know, super fatty cut. It's not like a hamburger is really going to do you that well. Like, it will do you really well, but what will be even better is if you cooked a roast and you had that. So protein. Fill up on the protein. Do not be afraid of protein. Even if you're making a snack for yourself, think of it this way. You want protein because protein sustains everything. It has amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks and the chains of how your body is like made up. It's the only thing that your body can actually make up that can be utilized right away. Protein is something that will stick with you and that will allow your body to be able to create and get rid of things more easily. Protein is super important. And I don't want you to skip on the fact of like, well, I had carrots and celery for a snack. Yeah, that's why you're hungry still. That's not why, that's not going to help you. A good kind of like light snack, but still has protein in it, is yogurt. Yogurt is super helpful. It's really light, so it doesn't make you feel like you're dragging. But if you load it up with some chia seeds, hemp seeds, flax seeds, and some other types of granola even is really good if you can make it with all of those things in there, or purchase it where it has all of those types of nuts and seeds in there. You can also put like a little dollop of peanut butter in there, and that really ups the protein. That really ups the ante for you in your diet and your health. So there's protein and fats. Then we have carbs. Carbs are just come along with the foods that you eat. Carbs are not something that should be feared. Keto diets are awful for you. Any sort of like low carb diet, unless directed to you by your doctor, like if you were a diabetic and you needed to have more low carb lifestyle, or you had celiac disease, that would be something where you would need a more low carb diet, and that would make more sense for you. However, if you do not have that, and you do not have any sort of additional things that would, I don't know, be needed in any way, carbs are good. Welcome them because they come in every single food source that you eat. If you even eat protein, like meat, it has carbs in it. If you eat cheese, that has carbs in it. If you eat yogurt, that has carbs in it. If you eat any sort of food, it typically has carbs in it. And it's not bad. And you know what? Calories are also not bad. So this whole plate equals, like, let's say 150 calories. Do you know what? Probably more than that. A lot more than that, actually. But, like, let's say a snack is 150 calories. Do you know what calories mean? So calories, they don't mean that much. I'm going to put, like, a little bit of a little thing right here that tells you what calories mean, because it does not mean nearly what people take it as. And I think it's really ridiculous to calorie count. It's not helpful for your body. It's not helpful for your mental health. And whenever you're building your plate, you should not be focused on calories. You should be focused on nutrient density, because in America, we are totally overfed and undernourished, and we need to be focusing on nourishment, not how much food we have on our plate or how many calories we are consuming. So, next thing, fruits and veggies. That should be a huge portion of your plate. Why? Because it's got lots of vitamins and minerals, and depending on the way that we cook it, so if you have a raw vegetable versus a cooked vegetable, we actually can get different vitamins and nutrients because of the fact of the denaturization of that food whenever it's cooked. So you can have broccoli, for example. You can eat that raw with ranch as a snack, and then whenever you cook it as a side for your meal for dinner, it's going to give you slightly different benefits than if it was raw. It doesn't mean that all of the nutrients are totally lost. It means that your nutrients are denatured towards a different type of benefit to your body. Does that make sense? I hope it does, because in my mind, it's a clear picture, but I hope I'm making it clear. So whenever you are hearing people say, well, I did the raw diet and I feel so much better. Yes, those diets help, but they aren't long-term. Nothing is long-term except a balanced diet. It has been proven over and over and over again that this is the only way that you're able to get the nutrients that you need at the time that you need it, and giving yourself the best viable ability to be able to thrive. The only time that you should change your diet is if you're directed by a doctor. or a naturopath or a dietitian of some sort, right? Those are times whenever you should change your diet. But just because the keto diet is like something that's still more prominent than what I would like, you should not just follow it because you've seen other people do it and it seems right. It's not good for your body, and that's something to just paint a picture on. Let's talk about number 2. From the soy source oils. What does that mean? Get your oils and your foods not from synthetic forms. Looking at the ingredient labels, you can see like a lot of sunflower oil or other sources of vegetable oils and things like that. It's not that good for your body. If you want to have a good source of fat and like oils, coconut oil is not necessarily the best, but it's still better because there's not a lot of other things added to it. Synthetic oils are going to be on the back of the label, and it's going to be towards the very bottom of the ingredient label. That is where, because there's going to be less than 2% of it usually in a product. So that's where you need to look. And those just don't really do anything for you. And it's honestly cheaper to not buy those products that have synthetic oils in it. And so that's something just to point out and pay attention to, because it can be very much so overwhelming whenever it comes to looking at ingredients, knowing which ones to get whenever there's a bunch of different oils on the back of a label. So stay away from synthetic oils. Number 3, supplementation with as many whole foods as possible. It is good to take supplements. I think it's very helpful, especially if you have additional issues that you need to kind of like elevate. However, I do think that it's important to focus on getting your diet in check with the food that you have. I do always say that we do need to be taking supplements of some sort. I always take Juice Plus. I recommend Juice Plus. I always have a link in the description box for Juice Plus. I think they're incredible because it's a whole food. The next thing that I usually take, because my iron levels used to be super shaky, they are not anymore, but what I used to take is just a normal iron supplement that was pretty potent. It was called Blood Builder. That is a really good one for making sure that you have really good iron levels if you are anemic. The other thing that I've done is I've started taking a long time ago, before it became a popular thing, was organ supplements. I've been taking liver, heart, and there's one more. Liver, heart. I'm thinking I'm missing one, but those are the main ones. I have been taking that for a while now because it's a whole food. It helps me with my iron, and I have not had an issue with it since. And I'm not saying that that will be the exact case for you, because I don't know you and I don't know your health specifically, but supplement as much as you can with whole foods. I try to have a very iron-rich diet already on my own. I eat a handful of pumpkin seeds almost every day, every other day. That helps with your iron stores. I eat Brazil nuts, 2 or 3 of them a day, because that is something that can help me with my iron stores. So I do a lot of things just on my plate before I start taking and adding supplements. Supplementation is wonderful, but making sure that you have everything in check with your own diet, again, going back to the balanced diet, can be very helpful for you. The next thing that is really helpful that needs to be a part of your lifestyle and something that you can implement to be able to make sure that you are having a healthy life without actually making it very expensive is sleep. Sleep is something that our bodies need, and we need at least 6 to 8 hours of it. Men can get away with 6 hours or less. Women need 6 hours to 10 hours to feel really good. And that's just because of our hormones and the fluctuations that we have because of the beautiful gift of being able to hold life. It's very fragile. And so our sleep is very important for our bodies specifically, because we have the beautiful and wonderful gift of holding life. So we need a little bit more sleep than our male counterparts, but sleep is still very important. It's a really easy way to help your body reduce stress, lose weight, and feel really good. Silicone or plastics, try to get rid of them as much as you can. It's not bad, But silicone can hold on to a bunch of the different types of soaps that we use, especially if you use it in the dishwasher, it can kind of hold on to more stuff. Silicone is still like relatively like not a bad product, especially if you're using plastic. Silicone is a better option. But if you can invest in like some stainless steel kid like cutlery, and for you using more of just a traditional like washable plate, that will not only save you money, but it will also make sure that you are living a more non-toxic lifestyle, a healthier lifestyle, without adding a bunch of costs to your life. A lot of these tips that I'm trying to mention to you are all things that make your life affordable and healthy. And that's the whole entire goal of this channel. And so with all of these tips that I'm sharing with you right now, that is exactly what I'm trying to do. Give you tips that are filled with just information, not biased information, just facts, making it very understandable, and then also making it to where you're not spending a lot of additional money on things. You're just adjusting and pivoting things in your life. So using just a normal plate that you wash and you put in the, or you can put in the dishwasher, glass cups and things like that are really helpful. They have kid glass cups with like a little ring on the outside, so that way they don't break. My son typically doesn't use plastic at all anymore. He uses stainless steel. We have little bust stainless steel plates and little paw plates. And we have those. We have his own little cutlery set, not plastic, just like the normal stainless. And he used to use silicone a lot until I realized like what is actually in silicone and how it's used and things like that. I do think silicone is still good for like little babies trying to learn how to eat and stuff like that, and where it's soft on their gums. But whenever they're older and they're toddlers and they can handle it a little bit more, I would say switch to the switch from silicone to the more stainless steel kind of options. And then he also have these like similar like plastic-y kind of cups, but they aren't plastic. They're actually wheat something. I'll link them down below. They're amazing. They are similar to plastic, where they have like the feel of plastic. I don't have to worry about him like dropping it on the floor and it being like a loud thud. But it is super helpful. As I say that, as I'm drinking out of plastic straw, I'm reducing things, but I'm not eliminating things. Okay, so now we're on number 6. Oh, using essential oils more, right? So right now, typically if you walk around in your house, you're going to be able to find things with a lot of fragrance in it. Candles, your laundry detergent, plugins, wax melts, all of those things have a ton of fragrance, which can cause a lot of harm to your body. And essential oils are honestly the way to go. They're so much better. They're a lot more cost effective. All the investment of it can be a little bit more expensive. I use Simply Earth and Young Living. Those are the 2 places that I like to shop. So this is what Simply Earth looks like. If it will focus. Anyways, this is what Simply Earth looks like. It's a tiny little bottle, and it's got, if you're new to essential oils, I highly recommend this company. They are incredible. They have on the back like what age the child should be, and whenever consuming it or having it in the air, it says what aroma it is, where it came from, the plant part that it came from. So this one is like from the leaves of the plant, and then the ingredients and how to use it. I think that this is specifically wonderful for anyone who is new to essential oils, doesn't know a lot about it, and actually wants to use them but wants to use it safely. It also has options on the back of it saying if it's pet safe or not, whether you can diffuse this around cats or not. Like it really just like breaks it down. It also comes with a course where you can learn a lot of these things, to where then you can branch out to other types of essential oils. So I think they're a really great company, but using them only instead of using like fragrance to fill the air and to make it smell good and things like that. Now, do I think and do I still have candles and like more fragrancy types of detergents around? Yes, I do. Why? Because I like burning candles whenever I have company over. I think the smell of a freshly burning candle smells really warm and inviting. And we don't have people over every single day. We have them maybe like twice a week. And so that's on a very much so less scale than having a candle burning every single day. You get what I'm saying? And then as far as like fragrance goes for like my laundry, I have the little like wax melt scent booster things, and I add those to like whenever I wash my rugs or blankets or something like that other people are either going to be around or to where it's just really gross and I want it to smell nice. That's whenever I use it. It's not an every single use type of item in my home. And the wax melts that I have actually lasted us like 3 years. Since we've been married, we've had them. And it's lasted us this long. So I will say, just be picky and choosy about when you're using essential oils or when you're using fragrance in your home and when you aren't. I think it's very important. And honestly, if you buy unscented or like no fragrance, like Always brand detergent, that is going to be better for you than if you keep buying the gang that smells really good from like miles away. So yeah, those are some things that I would again mention. Like, don't eliminate every single thing out of your life that, what is going on? Don't eliminate every single thing out of your life that would cause you to not be happy, right? There are some people that are like, listen, I love to be healthy, but I need to have like some good smelling laundry detergent in my life. Otherwise that makes me very unhappy. Fine, do it. Don't, I'm not saying to take it out of your life completely. Unless you have hormonal issues, then I might say that. But for the most part, like just reduce it. Don't eliminate it. Just reduce the amount that you're using it. There is a good fine line with all things health related of like, yes, eat the burger that you want because it makes you hungry and you want to feel that craving. But don't eat it every day. Do you get what I'm saying? There's like a good fine line that you can ride that kind of gives you the best of both worlds, in my opinion. But just changing and switching up everything that you can do with that. The other thing that would make you have a healthier and happier home that is also going to be cost effective and affordable is making your own cleaning products. I have like a multi-use spray that I use around everything that cleans everything. Typically if you buy vinegar, baking soda, Castile soap, essential oils, and borax washing soda. Those are like the main things. You can literally make anything with those, and you can clean your house completely with all of those items, and they're a lot cheaper than buying thieves products and using them in your home. So creating and making your own essential oil cleaning products is very helpful. All the ones that I have come up with and you've used have worked really wonderful and actually almost better than a lot of the other ones. And it really doesn't take that much time to make them. And I don't know, I just really like it. I think it is much better and much safer for my home. I don't feel worried about things and like, oh, my son can't be around while I'm cleaning, that kind of stuff. Like, I don't feel that way because I use non-toxic cleaning products, and you can find a lot of different variations and everything off of Pinterest. Just make sure that, you know, they read the reviews, make sure that they do clean really well, and I haven't had a problem with them. And also, if you get like reusable like containers to make your sprays in and make your cleaning products in, you typically save more money that way as well, because of the fact that you're not having to buy the cleaning product and then also the price tag on that cleaning product is you're paying for the bottle as well. So there's a lot of money to be saved there. Okay, number 9, bulk purchase organic pantry staples. This saves you a ton of money for throughout the year and also allows you to have a healthier and happier home in that kind of respect, right? So for me, twice a year, I do a bulk purchase of flour, beans, and sugar, coffee, items like that. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things that I purchase in bulk. I also purchase in bulk all of my like baking supplies, seeds, nuts, all of that. And I do that all at one time. And I do a big pantry restock. And I do that once a year. My pantry restock is once a year, and it's typically right before fall and winter. And then that will last me throughout the whole entire year, and then I'll get another one. I'll do it again. And the next thing that has saved us a ton of money is buying meat in bulk. And doing this is super affordable for our family. It allows us to be able to spend very little at the grocery store because we are using the meat that we have in our freezer. Now, again, there are times where, like, yes, the freezer will totally stall out. Not recently. But to where you have to, like, you know, move all of those products and all of that kind of stuff. Yes, there are things that could go wrong. But for the most part, buying bulk items like meat once a year, and as well having like all of your bulk pantry staples once a year saves you a ton of money, and you can save for it throughout the year to where then you can put it all and you can say, okay, well, I have a $500 budget. This is what I'm going to spend, and this is what I'm going to get. And I find that that has been very cost effective for our family. Number 10, this is more of a mindset, and it's creating good food with abundance. So what I mean by that, if you have a sourdough starter, you now then have to start creating and making and baking fun items. Not fun items, but you just have to start baking things. And this allows for you to feel like there is abundance in your home. Whenever I have a SCOBY for my kombucha, I don't feel the pressure of having to only buy 1 or 2 bottles of kombucha and like savor it throughout the week. I can actually just drink a full glass of kombucha if I want to, because I am making my own and I'm continuing to reuse and remake and all of that. So it creates a feeling of abundance whenever you start making your products from home and making your food items. I make my own apple cider vinegar, all of that kind of stuff. Once you start that, it will take some time to start it, but once you start it, it will make you have abundance in your home, and it will allow you to have a reusable source of nutrition, right? Having fresh kombucha is incredible. Having fresh apple cider vinegar tastes so much better. Having fresh yogurt tastes so much better. Do you get what I'm saying? So having fresh products in your home elevates the level of nutrition, and it also, because you're making yourself, makes you have more of it, which makes you feel like there's abundance in your home, which is something that I think is really helpful. And then number 11 is to build a staple kitchen. Kind of similar to what I was saying, like pantry staple items, where like you have a certain amount of things that you have and you can make everything from it. So for instance, flour, baking soda, baking powder. Let's just use those for example. I was going to do more, but let's just do those. Those you can bake pancakes with, muffins with, waffles with. I'm trying to think what else. You can even... No. So those are like the main things. I'm trying to think of stuff. Those are the main things that you can make with it, right? You can make more if I could think of more, but right now I can't. But those are the things that you can make with it. So your staple kitchen and staple pantry can help, those like 3 main products can help you make 3 to 4 different types of breakfast foods. And that's something that is really awesome to start, is building a staple kitchen, especially with inflation going up. It's really helpful to have multi-use items. And this is what our grandparents did and what they did even in the Great Depression. And so this is something that can really stand the test of time and make you have long-lasting, like generational impact, because you're teaching your children and your family how to build a staple pantry, staple kitchen, and how to make things from everything and how to use multi-use products. Do you realize that most people in their life will either have a financial crisis or a health crisis at some point in their life? And you, by sharing your staple kitchen as a mom and a wife, will help them because they will remember back to it and they will be able to then stand on their own and do a really good job. So not only are you saving money for your household, not only are you creating fresh food for your home, but you're also creating a legacy, which is awesome, just by having a staple kitchen. It's like walking into your grandmother's kitchen and having that cozy, warm feeling. It's because your grandmother's in it because she's cooking with love, and because of the fact that she is using a staple kitchen. Through generations, that has been lost, and so there was never really like a staple pantry, like at all. Especially what would be helpful with the staple pantry in a staple kitchen is if you have a very tiny kitchen. It's very helpful to have just staples around to where you can make a bunch of different things with very little. So enough on that. And then the last one, which is number 12, is creating and making staple toiletries. Similar to the same cleaning products, making your own face toner, making your own face wash out of staple products can help you save a bunch of money and can also make it non-toxic, which is even more incredible for your life and for your lifestyle. You're elevating your level of health, you're saving money, and you're allowing your life to be just better in that aspect.